Welcome back to Second Bloom Journey, where every story begins with purpose, power, and potential. I'm Thủy Chương, and today we're talking about 10 principles to reclaim your power after 40. You already survived a reinvention. Maybe you moved across the world. Maybe you moved across town after a divorce. Maybe you stayed in the same house but lost the person you thought you'd grow old with. Maybe it's a culture you knew shift beneath your feet. What was once celebrated is now questioned. What was once certain is now chaos. Maybe you rebuilt after loss, after betrayal, after the career ended, after the children left, after the diagnosis, after the dream died. You've already crossed from one version of your life to another. And somewhere in that crossing, someone whispered, "It's too late for you now. Too late to start over. Too late to dream bigger. Too late to bloom." But here's the truth they don't want you to know. The most powerful flowers bloom in their second season. They bloom with deeper roots. They bloom with wisdom earned from storms. They bloom because they survived what would have killed younger, untested seeds. Today, I'm sharing 10 transformative principles. Not theories, not pretty ideas, but battle-tested truths that will help you reclaim the power you never lost, the purpose you've been searching for, and the potential that's been waiting for this exact moment. Because success is not an accident. Transformation is not luck. Your second bloom is not a fantasy. It's the decision, and that decision starts right now. Principle number 1. Discipline is your new native language. You've learned to adapt, to shift, to survive in space that weren't built for you. Maybe you navigated in a new country. Maybe you navigated a new identity after divorce. Maybe you navigated a workplace that didn't value what you brought. Maybe you navigated the transition from who you were to who you had to become. Now it's time to learn the most important language of all, the language of discipline. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not restriction. Discipline is a voice that says, "I love you enough to protect your future from your present emotions." Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. Will you live by default or by design? Will you let the day happen to you, or will you happen to the day? The moment who transforms their lives after 40 are not the ones with the most talent. They're not the ones with the most luck. They are the ones who say, "Not today, fear. Not today, doubt. Today, I choose discipline." Here's a practice. Before you check your phone tomorrow morning, before you scroll, before you sink into someone else's life, ask yourself, what is one disciplined action I can take today that my future self will thank me for? Then do it. Not perfectly, not with applause, just do it. Because discipline is the foundation. Everything else you want, the confidence, the financial freedom, the respect, the joy, all of it sits on this one cornerstone. Principle number 2. Small steps, massive transformation. You didn't rebuild your life in one day. You rebuilt it one decision at a time, one difficult conversation at a time, one small victory at a time. Your second bloom works the same way. The lie society tells us is that transformation requires dramatic gesture. Quit your job, start a business. But the truth, transformation happens in the small, unsexy daily habits that nobody sees. 15 minutes of learning each morning, one healthy boundary set each week, one new skill practiced each day, one limiting belief challenged each evening. These small actions compound, they multiply, they create momentum just cannot be stopped. I want you to think about water. A single drop of water is nothing, but a single drop repeated every day for years can carve through the solid rock. You are that water, and your life is that rock. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the big break. Start with what you can do today, right now, with what you have. Write it out. Today, I will commit to one small action that serves my second bloom. Not tomorrow, today. Principle number 3. Take 100% responsibility. No excuses, no exceptions. This is where most people stop. This is where the journey ends for those who aren't ready. But you're ready because you already proven you can handle hard truth. Here it is. Everything in your life right now, the good, the bad, the frustrating, the beautiful, you had a hand in creating it. Not because you are to blame, but because you have the power to change it. When you blame your age, you give your power to time. When you blame the transitions you went through, you give your power to the past. When you blame the system, you give your power to forces outside yourself. Taking 100% responsibility doesn't mean everything was your fault. It means everything going forward is your choice. You cannot control what happened to you. You cannot control how people responded when your life changed. You cannot control the losses you endured, but you can control what you do next. Every morning, look at the mirror and say, I am the author of my life. I am the architect of my future. I take full responsibility for where I am, and I take full responsibility for where I'm going. This is not easy, but this is liberation. Principle number 4. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the fire. You felt motivated before. Maybe you're feeling motivated right now watching this video. That's beautiful. But let me tell you something crucial. Motivation will leave you. It will leave you on the rainy Tuesday morning when your body aches. It will leave you when people question your choice. It will leave you when the results don't come as fast as you hoped. Discipline stays. Discipline shows up when motivation slips in. Discipline says, I don't need to feel like it. I committed to it. Think of the days you didn't feel like getting out of bed after your world fell apart, but you did it anyway. Think of the moments you didn't feel like being strong, but you found the strength because you had to. That's discipline. You had it all along. Now you're going to redirect it towards your dreams. Create systems that don't rely on feeling inspired. Set out your workout clothes the night before. Schedule learning time in your calendar like a doctor's appointment. Build accountability. Tell someone that you committed to. When motivation whispers, maybe tomorrow, discipline answers, no, we promised today. Principle number 5. Embrace the growth mindset. You're not too old, you're just beginning. Let me destroy a lie right now. You're not too old. The woman who started her business at 52 after her divorce, she was too old. The woman who went back to school at 45 after her career ended, she was too old. The woman who reinvented herself at 48 after becoming an empty nester, she was too old. Age is data. What you do with it is destiny. A growth mindset means you see every challenge as training, not as evidence you should quit. When you struggle with something new, you don't say, I'm too old for this. You say, I'm learning this. It's new, and I am figuring it out. When you make a mistake, you don't say, see, I knew you couldn't do this. You say, this taught me something. I'm smarter now than I was 5 minutes ago. Your brain is still forming new connections. Your capacity to learn hasn't expired. Your potential hasn't passed. Every single day, you have the opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Not perfect, not flawless, just better than yesterday. That's growth. That's power. That's your second bloom. Principle number 6. Eliminate distractions. Protect your energy like your life depends on it. You have limited energy. This is not pessimism. This is physics. And right now, your energy is being stolen. Stolen by social media showing you everyone else highlight reel. Stolen by news designed to make you afraid. Stolen by people who take and never pour back. Stolen by the comparisons that makes you feel small. If you want to bloom, you must become ruthless about your environment. Unfollow accounts that make you feel less than. Delete apps that drain your time. Distance yourself from people who diminish your dreams. This is not selfish. This is survival. You're building something sacred, your second bloom. And you cannot build in chaos. You cannot grow in toxicity. You cannot rise while surrounded by voices telling you to stay small. Create boundaries. I don't engage in gossip. I don't consume negative news before bed. I don't explain my dreams to people who never dreamed. Protect your peace. Guard your focus. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Principle number 7. Build your identity around your future, not your past. Who are you? If your answer is defined by what happened to you, the divorce, the loss, the transition, the hardship, you're defining yourself by limitation. If your answer is, I'm someone who gave up everything for others, you're defining yourself by what you sacrificed. It's time to build a new identity. I am a woman who's learning, growing, and building a legacy. I am a woman who turned obstacles into opportunities. I am a woman in my prime with wisdom to share and value to give. Your identity shapes your actions. Your actions shape your results. If you see yourself as damaged by what happened, you will act like someone who can't be whole. If you see yourself just surviving, you will act like thriving isn't for you. But if you see yourself as powerful, capable, and worthy, you'll act accordingly. Start speaking differently about yourself. Not I'm trying to, but I am. Not I hope one day, but I am building toward. Not maybe I can, but I will. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You're aligning your words with the truth of who you're becoming. Principle number 8. Invest in yourself before anyone else. You spend years investing in others, your children, your spouse, your employer, your parents, your community. Beautiful, noble, necessary. But now you ask yourself, when was the last time you invested in you? Not a luxury purchase, not a treat. A real investment in your skills, your knowledge, your growth, your future. Successful people are learners. They read, they take courses, they hire coaches, they attend workshops, they invest in becoming more valuable. You don't need to spend thousands, but you do need to spend something. Time, attention, energy, money on becoming the woman who can create the life you want. Maybe it's a course that teaches you a marketable skill, books that expand your thinking, a coach who holds you accountable, a certification that opens new doors. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. You are your greatest asset. Stop treating yourself like an expense. Principle number 9. Practice resilience. Fall forward, not backward. You're going to fail. Let's be honest about that. You're going to launch something and hear crickets. You're going to try something new and feel foolish. You're going to invest time and not see immediate results. This is not evidence you should quit. This is evidence you are in the arena. Resilience is not about never failing. It's about falling forward. When you fail at something, ask, what did I learn? What would I do differently? How did this make me stronger? Every woman you admire has a graveyard of failed attempts behind her. The difference? She kept going. Your second bloom is not a straight line, it's a spiral. Sometimes you feel like you're going backward, but you're actually circling higher, gathering strength, preparing for the next level. Stay in the game, stay in motion, stay committed to the woman you're becoming. Principle number 10. Commit to the journey. Your bloom is a lifestyle, not a moment. Here's the final truth. There's no finish line. Your second bloom is not something you achieve and then stop. It's a way of living. It's choosing growth over comfort every single day. It's choosing discipline over distraction every single morning. It's choosing your future over your fear every single moment. Success is not a destination. It's practice. A daily practice of showing up, doing the work, and trusting the process. Some days you feel powerful. Other days you feel lost. Some weeks you see progress. Other weeks you see nothing. Keep going anyway, because you're not building a moment. You are building a legacy. You're not chasing a feeling. You are creating a life. And that life, that beautiful, powerful, purposeful life is worth every disciplined decision, every small step, every resilient comeback. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. You're not too late. You're right on time. You are not past your prime. You're entering your power. This is your second bloom, not because the first one failed, but because you're ready for something deeper, truer, more aligned with who you become. The principles I shared today are not theoretical. They are practical. They work, but only if you work them. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one principle from today, just one, and commit to practicing it for the next 7 days. Not perfectly, not for applause, just practice. Because your second bloom doesn't start when everything is perfect. It starts when you decide you're worth the effort, and you are. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment below. I am ready for my second bloom. Let's build this community together. Women over 40, women who've survived transitions, women who refuse to shrink, who refuse to settle, who refuse to believe their best days are behind them. Your second bloom is here. Will you water it? I'll see you in the next video. Stay powerful, stay purposeful, stay blooming.